it's been known that women have to work twice as hard, or perhaps even their rate of achievement has to be higher in order to be considered as good as men. And I think that's why we're very conscious of what we say, what we do. We are being watched. There isn't an open door waiting for you to walk through. Because I've experienced some of the difficulties of being a woman, coming into a workforce and large organisation. We have this tendency to hold back. I think following up on continuing professional development is really important too. Continuing to study, going back and doing my masters and doing some other postgrad qualifications. So a lot more needs to be done to encourage women to go through the progression of their academic rankings.
We still don't find the same representation in the senior leadership levels. In fact, it thins out, and there are many reasons for it. One is, of course, the fact that women own self-limiting assumptions. Second is women often step out before they step out. So they have to be 100% confident before they move into a positions. They are less willing to sometimes explore opportunities. And third, of course, is I would think women have to be very strategic in the way they start building their own career capital. And so the first thing to build my career capital would be to understand what my key strengths are, where do I want to be strategically, create links in a strategic fashion. Women need to reframe their own narratives, the stories that they tell to themselves, the language that they use with themselves, because in many cases that is what is the most self-limiting for us to cross. Focus on your authentic selves, but at the same time, look at how did you circumvent those challenges. We definitely ask women to step out of their comfort zones and start taking risks and creating influence, influencing change, even if it is small, incremental ways. And then network with people from whom you can learn. And we do not want men as champions, we want them as partners, as equals.
I think it's very important that people understand and realize their passion. You're going to have obstacles thrown at you left, right and center when you're inside a classroom. So you have to be very quick on your feet. So it's always advisable to start small. If you don't have any experience, start at the bottom and work your way upwards. There are enough initiatives happening all across, but it's just that they're not very targeted. Because there is that implicit bias, children don't want to pursue it because they don't want to look uncool. They don't want to be the odd ones out. That's why we say the next part of that is explicit action is needed. I was just one of 3 girls in a class of 15 boys. There was a lot of ragging. Whenever a boy would say something odd, I would instantly go to either my parents or I'd go to my mentor. And this one time when I was coding, I think differently because I actually am very artistic as well. So when I code, my algorithm and my logic is very different. So boys in the class would look at it and they'll go, how does that even work? So that puts a huge big question mark in you. And then when I went and talked to my lecturer, he said, you know what that means? That means you think differently. That doesn't mean that's a bad thing. That just means you're different. You need to pinpoint that one person you can go to so that they can give you that boost up. That's going to help you push forward.